Blessings in Jesus' name. So, recently I've been exposing the pagan roots of Christmas, and that it's an attribute and a captive to the devil, describing Santa as an anagram of Satan, and him being designed to depict Satan. Also the reindeer being the deer kings that reign, that pull the sleigh, which is the kill, S-L-A-Y, and the elves, the demons, making the presents and presentations. Of course, there are going to be people who will come out against this and call it nasty, and ultimately the nasty thing is Christmas. Christmas is very nasty because it targets children in that vulnerable and influential age, and so, or rather easily influenced age. And so, you know, calling the person who's exposing these evils nasty and calculated is of course exactly what the devil does. The devil blames the person exposing him for the thing he's actually doing in what he's been exposed in. It's like if you caught a burglar robbing a house, he tried to call you the robber. So, that man's robbing the house. You robbed that house. You know, that's the devil's tactic. He tries to get the attention off himself and blame the one exposing him for doing the thing he's actually doing. Just like a typical criminal, like a thug. And that's pretty much what the devil is. He's a thief. And so when he's stealing, he blames other people of stealing. It's like, I saw Johnny take that fiver. You took that fiver. So now it's your word against his. So he sort of leveled the ground. So that's what he attempts to do. But obviously, when people get angry and come out, what they're using is, oh, it's the children, they're innocent, and oh, Christmas is a magical time, and it's fabulous and fantastic, and it's full of wonderment for the lovely children out. They're so innocent at that age, and it's so nice for them to have something lovely to have, and it's a bit of wonder. Do you not remember when you were that age? Wasn't it good to have wonder about Santa Claus? Wasn't it a nice magical time of year? Magic is of the devil. Magic is not of Jesus. Magic is satanic. Divination, satanic. Demons, satanic. Santa, satanic. Because everything that it's about is what God tells us to abstain from. Overeating, drinking too much, focusing too much on receiving gifts. They say it's about Jesus, but they focus on Santa, who is a depiction, an allegorical depiction of Satan. So of course people are going to come out up in arms about this kind of thing, but actually it's Christmas that's the calculated evil against children, not the person exposing it. You see? So of course they're going to come out all wounded and say, oh, how could you, the children? You know, they'll use anything. They'd even prop the children they're hunting up as the defence against exposing their hunting. How low can they get? It's like Satan's trying to do the limbo here. Where do you think the limbo came from? The limbo is mocking how low demons are and how low they have to go to try and conceal their evils. It's like when a liar is trying to hide their evils, they have to lie even more. When they're trying to defeat that which can't be defeated, they have to try and focus on the groanings that come about as a result of being fallen. It's like, for example, when the devil comes against people of God, he attacks them in their humanity because he can't defeat them in their spirit. So he persecutes them and tries to make them unwell and ill and tries to starve them, all sorts of things. Makes them exiles and homeless and, you know, outside of the city and all of those types of things, because he can't beat them spiritually. He can't beat us spiritually. So he tries to pull on the groanings of the flesh because he's a loser. Like, he's the worst loser ever existing. So he would even formulate Christmas, a pagan festival, to hunt children. And then he would accuse the one exposing him of being nasty and calculated to expose and lose the wonder of Christmas. Oh, it's so wonderful and magical. All that wonder and magic is the weapon of the devil, because he's appealing to the child's mind, the innocence, their innocence, to lead them into seeking and having appetites for things that God has told us to abstain from. You see how it works now? See, when actually somebody's deliberate and concise in their explanations and exposing what Christmas is, it's a pagan festival, and it's all over YouTube. You can go and check it. You'll see, just type into YouTube Christmas a pagan festival, type into Google Christmas a pagan festival, and it is just that. It is a pagan festival. I'm not the first to say it, and I won't be the last. It is a very evil thing to corner children in their vulnerable years and encourage them to partake of things that God has told us to abstain from. Focusing on things and commercialism and all of that kind of stuff, that's ungodly. That's focusing on the world, on the things that Satan and his demons produce to lead people astray into the world and into the rat race, and I want the next new car and the next new device and the next new house and the next new and the next new. And so the devil wants to conquer them by wanting the things of the world and the things under his remit. So he's trying to conquer them at this young, vulnerable age. It's a very calculated evil, targeting children in their vulnerable years. Christmas is very calculated and very evil. And so it's no surprise that the devil would try to enter into somebody and accuse you through them of the thing that you're exposing about him. It's like, I know you are, but what am I? It's really that petty. Like, the devil is actually worse than the demons. Because the devil once had the form of an angel, now he still has the ability to appear as an angel, but is the worst among them, has the most evil intent among them all. Absolutely despise him. And that's why I despise Christmas, because Christmas is a tool of the devil to target vulnerable children into having appetites for the world and not for the things of God. So, people might even call the one exposing Christmas as nasty and calculated and evil and all of this stuff, but it's nonsense. Because when you actually research Christmas, you too will see that it's a pagan festival, has its roots in paganism, and it's a demonic festival. It's one of Satan. And when you actually go about understanding what's actually going on, it's very blatant wordplay. What do people do at Christmas? They cut a tree down, a dead tree, they put it in the house, they decorate it with lights and glistening things and tinsel and balls and all this sort of thing, and then they basically kneel down to it and receive the gifts that are given. And what are they doing? Idolizing a tree. Idolatry. It's a play on words. The devil is a mocker. You wouldn't engage in idolatry, would you? That's the type of attitude the devil has. So you're literally idolizing a tree. Idolatry. It's a play on words. It's plain. Jesus said, bow down to nothing but God. People fixated on this inanimate, dead object and receiving gifts from the devil, Satan, through the households he operates in. And they know what they're doing. Mommy and Daddy know what they're doing when they bring their children to, the majority of them anyway, know what they're doing when they bring their children to see Santi, who they're actually bringing them to see, in principle. Satan's little help. See how it works? So we will expose Christmas. We'll be afraid to. We don't care about the barrage of insults we get. We will do what our God God has told us to do. And he said, I've nothing to do with the unfruitful works of darkness. That's what Christmas is. But rather expose them. That's what I've done. That's what you should do if you claim to be a Christian. Blessings.